It's finally happened. Our favorite anime protagonist is learning how to use his life force energy, aka Nan, and that means it's time for some epic fight scenes. But who's he fighting? Is it Gon, Killua, or maybe even Meruem? Well, let's find out as we discuss the 15 most insane moments from the Hunter x Hunter episode where Eren learns how to use Nan. Number 15. A new student arrives. The Hunters Association building is very busy as all the applicants are here waiting for their turn to be tested by the old man and woman duo. It's not just an ordinary day, though, because there's a new student in town. That's right, none other than Eren Yeager has transferred into this class like some sort of Hunter x Hunter crossover episode. Okay, unlike Gon, Eren doesn't seem too excited to be at the Hunters Association, but what can you expect from someone who literally lost their entire family and friends to ravenous monsters? Still, it's nice to see him smiling for once, even if it is just to eat some meat. Number 14. One of the applicants. Since the show's been focusing so much on the classroom lately, it's easy to forget that there are applicants still lining up outside to take their test. After passing through the door, they're immediately met with one of the toughest exams yet, which is probably why no one's come through it so far. For this test, the applicants must defeat the beast that awaits them. But what kind of monster could this possibly be? Well, despite its imposing appearance, it's just a normal dog. However, it's actually way stronger than it looks. As soon as the applicant tries to attack, they realize that their punches and kicks just phase right through the creature. In other words, this dog isn't in the physical world, so no matter how strong you are, you can't hurt it. This is an incredibly unique Nen ability, and as expected, no one has been able to beat this dog yet. Number 13. Another applicant. Back in the classroom, a new applicant has joined the group, although no one knows who they are since they've covered their face. They do, however, know about the infamous Phantom Troop, which means they might be one of the higher-ranked members, but that can't be possible because they look nothing alike. Wait, do they have a trick up their sleeve to reveal their identity? Not quite. They simply pass out, collapsing to the floor without a single word spoken. Number 12. The dog bites back. While the previous applicant was busy running away from the beast, they forgot one crucial detail. A dog can easily run faster than any human, and before long, it catches up, biting down on their leg with its sharp teeth. It's clear that this dog won't be satisfied with just one bite, so the applicant uses every ounce of strength to kick it off, but the monster just keeps coming back for more. Then again, maybe the applicant was never trying to escape in the first place. Maybe they wanted to get bitten so they could pass the test, kind of like a job interview where you ask them questions and make them solve problems to see how well they think on their feet. Or maybe this guy just likes being in pain. Number 11. No longer human. The examiner realizes that the dog has had enough fun for one day and tells the applicant to end things quickly. As the man readies himself for a final confrontation, he notices something strange. His arms have turned into claws, just like the dog's. Turns out the dog was testing them all along, and now that they've passed, they need to remove the restraints that have been keeping their aura in check. These chains were specifically designed to bind the applicant's Nen, but thankfully they were also given a key earlier. Now that he's free, our protagonist reveals his true power. Oh wait, sorry, wrong anime. But seriously, does anyone else think it's weird that this guy looks exactly like Gon if he grew a beard? Number 10. Gone for good. With everything now explained, the dog relaxes a little and allows the applicants to remove its restraints. Unfortunately for them, though, that meant their own chains would break apart, and as their bodies began to glow brightly, everyone inside the room realized that these applicants weren't human anymore. Instead, they were beasts. Apparently, they were part of a secret clan whose bodies can transform into different animals. And if that sounds overpowered, just wait until you hear what our main character is capable of. Number 9. Ready for class. Back inside the classroom, the rest of the applicants are doing their best to control their newfound powers. It's not going well for some of them, though. Suddenly, the room begins to shake violently, causing a massive crack to appear in the wall. Just when everyone thinks they're about to be crushed to death, a young girl stops the wall from falling and turns it into a chair. She apologizes for the mistake, but it's no big deal. As far as first days of class go, this one's already been pretty eventful. Number 8, more applicants. The flow of the episode shifts from action to slice of life as we see Gon and Killua walking back home together after school. On their way, they meet up with Leorio, who's sitting on a nearby roof. He seems a lot more mature nowadays, and it's nice to see him hanging out with his friends instead of chasing after women. Gon mentions that Kurapika and Hisoka aren't at school today, which is worrying since Hisoka hasn't done anything crazy in weeks. Just then, Leorio's face suddenly becomes serious, and he tells Gon to stay behind while he and Killua go somewhere important. We don't know where they're going yet, but it's probably to see another one of their classmates. 7. My Body, Your Rules. Gon and Killua continue on their way home when they see a large amount of smoke rising from the nearby forest. Although they're curious about what happened, Gon decides against investigating, since he wouldn't be able to protect anyone if things got out of hand. You have to admit, it's good to see him taking responsibility for his actions, but that doesn't mean he won't get roped into another dangerous situation anyway. Suddenly, the trees begin to move on their own, forming a path directly towards Gon. At first, he thinks it's just a game, but that changes when a mysterious boy steps out of the bushes and introduces himself as the next applicant for Class A. But that's not even the craziest thing he says. Gon and Killua were clearly trespassing and should be punished. However, the boy makes an interesting offer. If they allow him to erase their memories, he won't tell the teacher what he saw. And it only gets crazier from there. The boy is willing to do whatever it takes to join Class A, including erasing Gon's memories. And although that sounds horrifying, it's also incredibly interesting. Just imagine an entire Hunter x Hunter arc focused on regaining your lost memories. I'm sure it would be full of plot twists. Number 6, memories. Gon and Killua refuse the boy's offer, but it seems like they might be out of luck. Despite having witnessed the whole event, neither of them remembers anything. Thanks to the Eraser Boy's abilities, they have no choice but to accept the consequences. Thankfully, it doesn't seem like they're in any danger, but it will be interesting to see how this affects them later. Number 5. Zoldyck Family Reunion. Killua rushes back to the school as fast as possible, hoping to warn the others about the Eraser Boy. But when he arrives, he finds something even more shocking. Hisoka is already there and sitting in the classroom like nothing ever happened. Even worse, he seems incredibly happy to see Killua. What could he possibly want with the Zoldyck heir? And why did he decide to show up at school after so long? Perhaps he's here to recruit Killua into the Phantom Troop. Number 4. Another applicant. The teachers are gathered together discussing the applicants who haven't shown up recently, but they don't seem too worried, probably because they know those kids are more than capable of taking care of themselves. Speaking of which, the Eraser Kid has arrived and he's brought a friend. This girl must be one of the strongest applicants yet, because just her presence alone is enough to intimidate the entire class. Well, except for Hisoka, he just seems really excited. No. 3. Eraser Boy's Nen ability. Gon and Killua finally remember what happened earlier, but it's too late. Their classmate has already erased their memories and is waiting for them outside the school. He feels bad about what he did, but assures Gon that it will all work out in the end. Well, unless Gon figures out what type of Nen ability he has. According to the Eraser Boy, Gon can't use his Nen to its fullest potential until he learns how to control his aura. Luckily for him, there's a simple exercise that should do the trick. All Gon has to do is gather his aura and release it into his arm. From there, he can use his aura like water, letting it flow freely throughout his body. This ability will allow Gon to cast his Nen in different ways depending on how he controls the flow. Basically, it's like giving your Nen a superpower. Number 2, water release. Gon focuses his mind and successfully sends his aura coursing through his body. To celebrate, he releases it all at once, knocking out everything in his path. Looks like he still has a lot to learn. But hey, at least he got all his anger out. I mean, if he was still holding on to that dark energy from the Chimera Ant arc, things could have gotten real ugly, real fast. Number 1, everyone fights. Gon's outburst caused quite a bit of damage, but it also caught the attention of the Phantom Troop. Chrollo is impressed with Gon's potential, but it seems like Hisoka wants to take this opportunity to start a fight. Everyone in the class gets ready to battle, which means it's time for an all-out brawl. Wait, where did Nobunaga go? Well, that's it for this Hunter x Hunter episode reaction. Please share your thoughts in the comments below and let me know if you'd like to see more content like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.